Hey everyone, welcome into the MadManClub. We just finished week number 3 in college football, week number 2 NFL. Guys, I want to say first, thank you to everybody who has hit that follow button and hit that subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. Viewing our videos, guys, we really want to say thank you. We appreciate all the follows, appreciate all the likes, and guys, just continue to smash that follow button. Our goal is to take you to the window and cash some tickets. So guys, we hope to have a huge year this year, and we've started out pretty good so far. So again, make sure you get over to MadManClub.com, follow us on TikTok, follow us on all the social sites, Facebook, get over to YouTube. We're going to start posting our full podcast on YouTube. Guys, we're super excited. It's been a great start to the year. Let's get started and let's talk about a little college football. Let's start with Virginia Tech, who is now on the search for a head coach. They fired the coach after ODU, one of my plays, blows out Virginia Tech. They start 0-3 this year. I didn't like the hire. People have heard me say I didn't like the hire from the beginning. I don't think he fits the culture. I don't think he fits the program. I don't think he fits the players. Now it's evident, and he's out. But they need to make a huge splash right now. There's a ton of people out there that are available or could be available to take this job at Virginia Tech. And guys, they've got some talent, and they've got a great recruiting area. So whoever comes in to be the head coach of Virginia Tech, they could turn it around and make a big splash in the next 2 or 3 years. So I look for names like John Gruden to get brought up. Dan Mullen out of Florida, who's now at UNLV, giving him a phone call. Maybe this guy will come back East Coast and coach Virginia Tech. There's a ton of names. South Florida's head coach, put them on the map. You could probably pluck him right off the tree and bring him to Virginia Tech. So look for them to make a big splash. If they do not make a big splash, they're going to crash and burn, is what I'm afraid is going to happen. So Hokie fans, make sure you let them know you want them to make a big splash. Get us a good coach in there. Let's start winning some ball games. Guys, now that we've talked about that, let's talk about a little bit of college football. Week 3, and man, was it a banger. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Thank you for the likes, and I hope you got to the window and cashed some tickets, because man, we had a huge week this week in college football. We're going to start with our dog of the week. Went way out on the limb. Delaware Blue Hens against UConn, catching 10, 9.5, somewhere in that ballpark. Won the game outright, 44-41. Huge dog of the week. Guys, that's the one I really pay attention to every week. Going back to last year, beginning of the year, 21 wins and 3 losses on my dog of the week. So, in a huge start this year, we got a push, and we're 3-0 on the rest of those games. Let's dive into a few of these other plays. Guys, there's a bunch of them that we took in the last couple days. We took Georgia Tech. I appreciate all the comments. We went back and forth with a couple. Wanted to know why I was taking Georgia Tech. I took them at 7. The line continued to drop, getting balled up and balled up and balled up. Won the game outright, which is what I said on my podcast. There's a good chance they win this game outright. Tennessee playing Georgia, same thing. Bought the line down, bought it down, bought it down. The public was all over Georgia. The public was all over Clemson. And guys, Tennessee and Georgia Tech cashes for us. Vanderbilt goes on the road down to South Carolina and gets us a win. Catching 6, I believe, and wins the game outright. We had that as a 4-unit play. Texas State laid an egg. They went out there and played Arizona State. The game ended up being pretty close, but not within the 15. It wasn't an absolute blowout. We had Northwestern plus 28.5 against Oregon. They come through. They lose by 20. Alabama minus 19.5. A winner against Wisconsin. ODU getting 8.5 against Virginia Tech. Outright winner. Arkansas against Ole Miss loses by 6. Covered the 9.5. Ohio getting 33.5. Couple comments I got from a few guys. It was just a good classic look-ahead spot. I think Ohio State's got Washington on deck. That's why I kind of liked Ohio, plus a couple other things. That MAC really travels, man. They travel everywhere they go, and a lot of times they can just about pull the upset and keep the games close. Ohio played good throughout that ball game at times, holding them to some field goals. This MAC can travel. Toledo, Ohio's, the Northern Illinois. They make a good presence when they get out on the road. After Ohio, we had Florida plus 9.5. They lose by 10. Lost that game. North Texas minus 4, blowout. Over on Texas Tech was a loss, scoring all kinds of points and just laid an egg in the fourth quarter. Over on Florida Atlantic and Florida International, a winner. Over on Duke Tulane, that was a winner, 54.5. Over to the NFL, we had Miami. Oh, God almighty. Miami's awful, and I really thought they had a chance to win that game outright. They blew it late and crapped the bed and ended up losing to New England. Jets the same way. Play Pittsburgh the way they did week 1 and then go out and lay an egg against Buffalo and just get their doors blown off. However, outside those couple, we had Atlanta plus 3.5 last night, winner. We had Carolina plus 7 against Arizona. Because we all know Kyler Murray likes video games better than he does football. So we had Carolina on the road. They cover. They lose by 5, I believe. Philadelphia playing Kansas City. That was a good one. I really liked Philadelphia in that spot. Kansas City, I said it in the earlier podcast, I don't think they win the AFC West. I think Kansas City's going to take a step back this year. I just don't think they're as good as everybody thinks they are. And they got a ton of breaks last year, guys. Everybody knows it, even Kansas City fans. If you didn't notice the plays and the calls they got last year, you're blinded to the fact they got a ton of calls go their way, a couple game-changing calls that actually put them in the playoffs last year. So I look for the Chargers and the Raiders to make a big splash this year, and I would say that the Chargers are going to win the division, which is who I picked in my podcast when I gave out my NFL plays for the season, and I think I had the Raiders behind them and Kansas City coming in third. But guys, what a day at the ticket window. Overall this year, it's on our website, guys. Get over to MadManClub.com, get registered. Even on days when we're not doing a podcast, there may be a play. If we like it, we'll put it on the website. So if you get registered, it'll be there for you to get. You just log in. They're all no charge right now. All of our college plays, all of our NFL plays, and that one that everybody loves, that Madman Dog of the Week. Everybody calls me all the time and says, "What's your dog this week?" Guys, that's the play I really deep dive into to try to find some off-the-rail plays where it makes it fun for everybody to watch. But I also want you to win. I don't want you to lose, and I don't want to just pick a game out of thin air. I really try to do a little bit of research when I pick these dogs of the week, as I do with all games, but that's my one I really concentrate on. But guys, it's on our website, our record. If you go to our archive picks, all of our picks this year matches to the website, what we've played, the units we've played them at. It's on our website, where we stand for the year, NFL, college, and the dog of the week. And if you go down and look at the Madman Club season totals, we've had 30 college games, 11 NFL games, 4 dog of the weeks. We're 3 wins and 0 losses and a push on our dog of the week, plus 13 units. We are 30 and 21. We're 21 wins and 9 losses in college, plus 35 units. in college. We are 5 wins and 6 losses in the NFL. We're -3 units in the NFL. On the season right now, guys, $100 better through 3 weeks of college football and through 2 weeks of NFL. $100 better. We're up 45 units. That's a $4,500 return on the $100 better. So, guys, we just want to keep taking you to the ticket window. Again, smash that follow button. This week, we're going to be trying to get you over to our website, MadManClub.com. We're going to have our podcast coming up later in the week. We got a few games we're kind of looking at right now. A couple of those is this game between Arkansas. We're looking at Arkansas this week. I think they're playing Tulane. We're on Arkansas, I believe, that we're looking at right now. Nebraska's playing Michigan. This is an interesting game. We got to play on this game this weekend. Texas Tech, another one. And guys, they went out and they spent the money, and they are talented. They spent more money in NIL this year than anybody else in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And they went out and got skill at every position for Texas Tech. I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Tech pulls a couple big-time upsets this year. But guys, again, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for signing up over on YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, looking at our videos, making some comments. Guys, if you got anything you want to comment about, chat about, how we bet, how I like to play my games, when I play my games, what I look for during games, what I look for when I make a bet, what I look for when I make a decision on who I'm taking, how I try to find my dog of the week. Guys, give us a comment. I'll be glad to chat it up with you. I love football. It's the only sport that I bet on. It's the only one I talk about unless we dive into some other sports after this. This podcast has always been a football podcast. So guys, we appreciate it. Make sure you smash that follow button. That is a wrap for today's podcast. Guys, continue to bet smart, smash that follow button, and bet like a madman.